My guest today is surrounded by literary culture ever since he was young. It was part of his upbringing, and now it is his career, first as an owner of a publishing house for children's books, second as an avid book reader, and now as an eloquent person who generously shares his views, his knowledge, and some fun anecdotes about books. He wants to make reading and writing a habit and a part of everyone's daily life. He wants to inspire this enriching routine and eventually build a greater reading and writing community which benefits everybody. So let's get to it and ask 10 questions to my extraordinary guest, Bernard Hatem.
Thank you, Patricia, for hosting me. It's been a pleasure. And I hope we'll get to have a wonderful discussion about books and about the effect of books on the society.
I'm a huge fan of books, so I'm really excited about this podcast. I know you're going to enlighten us a lot. Your professional journey didn't actually start with books.
No, actually, my professional journey started in the media industry, whereby I was working on the media side, on the sales of the media side of media. And then my parents used to be in publishing. Initially, they were in the education industry, so they were teachers at the university and at the public schools in Lebanon. So they started the publishing business in 1991.
Oh, I thought it was before that, so in 91 they started.
It started like my father went retired for retirement. And then my mom didn't want him to go retire.
Yeah, she's right.
So, she said, "Okay, let's do something so you can, so you keep on being active and stuff like this."
And to keep him close.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they started this publishing business in 1991. They started really small. I mean, it was a small project, and then they started growing it. We are specialized in children literature.
Your parents also specialized in children's literature? Okay.
This is, if you want, this is our mission, because we believe that children literature is the way forward to build a healthy society, starting at a very young age. Because when you make children read, away of screens, away of social media and stuff like this, you build their character. So you make an effect on them, so they can, if you want, know what they want to do in the future, the values they need to acquire, and everything that's around being, if you want, a good individual in a healthy society. So when you affect one kid, this kid will affect the other kids around them, and then this is how we build, if you want, a healthy society for the future. So they started in 1991, and then when I graduated in, I think, 1999, I started in the media industry, and then in 2015 I moved to the publishing house. This is where my father passed away, so this is why I moved to the publishing house. And
you took over?
Actually, I didn't take over. My mother was still there, so I introduced a new, if you want, a new series of books in Arabic, because
you did? Children's books?
Yeah, we used to be only specialized in French children's literature. So when I came, I said, listen, there is a need for Arabic literature in the market. Let's try to do something. And this was my first major input in the publishing business. We started this Arabic series in children's literature. And
it just grew from there. Yeah. Okay, you mentioned so many different things, but we'll talk about them individually a little bit throughout the podcast. So you mentioned that you were born into a literary family.
Yeah.
Your father was an Arabic teacher or professor.
Yeah, and he used to be also a writer.
And a writer. Yeah. And your mom also is a very well-known and respected French literature teacher. And I'm just wondering, also your uncle is a very well-known author, Jabour Douaihe. Exactly. So very literary family. What is it like to be brought up into a family like this? Did it put more pressure on you?
Pressure? No.
Okay.
Not really.
Like you had to do good at school and things like this? It was a more pressure, or it's just automatic?
I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't good at school.
Okay.
And this, if you want, was a pressure on my parents.
Right.
Okay, because I mean, all my elder brothers and sisters, they were brilliant, excellent.
Oh, okay.
And I was
the young spoiled one.
Young spoiled one, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't feel this pressure.
Okay.
Because I knew that somewhere I'm gonna end up in a proper, if you want, in a proper career and doing something really successful.
You felt comfortable where you were,
yes, because you had the support.
Yeah.
You had all the family that's behind you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you lose the way along the way.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go back to it. So no, it wasn't really a pressure on me.
Okay.
But I think my parents used to be really pressured about it.
Yeah. Because it's part of their daily life. I mean,
yeah.
No escape. Yeah, no escape. Oh, especially with the culture at the time. Yeah, they're very focused on that.
So, but I didn't. For me, it was okay. So I was a little bit different in school, but it went great.
I'm just wondering, with such a highly intellectual family, what was the conversation at the dinner table like?
Just the regular one.
Oh yeah, nothing like not Nietzsche and Sartre and things
not
like this.
But you feel that there's something different in this family.
Okay.
You feel, for example, when you see your mother working, she doesn't smoke, for example. She works. She doesn't watch Turkish series or any series.
Yeah.
She works. She reads. She writes. Your father the same.
Yeah.
They have when you see your father going every Sunday to his village in order to be in contact with his roots.
Right.
So there are things that are different, but you don't, you feel them, but you don't really see them this obviously.
It's subliminal.
Yeah. So, for example, my mother, holy ziyarat and socializing for nothing didn't used to exist for her. Okay, so all her free time, her spare time, she used to write, read, plan anything for the publishing house in order to take it to the next level. So we were raised in a place or in a family where the priority is culture, books, and writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then here I want to mention something. I don't know if this affected. My mother had her PhD in Sorbonne. She was pregnant.
With you?
With me.
Oh, really? Wow, that's amazing, because it's not easy.
This is how you feel that the priority is moving forward. The priority is always feeding your mind with new stuff, with interesting stuff, with literature, with anything that makes you move forward in order to achieve and keep going.
Did you and your siblings play?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Of course.
Yeah, it's creative and imaginative.
Yeah,
I'm sure your parents encouraged that.
Of course.
Yeah. What language did you speak at home?
Arabic.
Oh, Arabic. Even your mom, as a French educator, she
Arabic.
spoke in Arabic.
Arabic, bluntly Arabic. My father was a huge Arabic language advocate.
Yeah.
And at the time, in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, people used to speak Arabic at homes. It was different than nowadays.
Yeah.
So Arabic was the language across. طبعا we used to also speak French and English. So we were mastering, if you want, all three languages.
So I know in society now a lot of people went towards French as though maybe it's a little bit more class, quote unquote. Now English is a lot more popular, maybe because universally and globally it's the language, media and everything, and for work. Do you think there's a little bit of resurgence in Arabic now? I'm starting to feel a little bit, people are going back to the roots.
This is what we want to achieve.
Right.
When we started to do this Arabic literature series, the goal was to reintroduce Arabic in a fun and entertaining way to the kids in order to learn their language, because Arabic is underrated.
Yeah.
And it's not cool to speak Arabic. No,
yeah, it's not cool, right?
It's cool to speak Arabic. Arabic can be a fun language. Unfortunately, the old Arabic school is a little bit stiff and rigid, but I'm all for, if you want, to make it lighter, to make it more children friendly, because Arabic is a very important language. It's widely spoken, and any language that kids can acquire is a plus for their future.
Of course.
Even if they are not living in Lebanon, even if they are living abroad in the US, in Europe, when they have the Arabic language, they have acquired it, it will help them greatly in order to have a job, if you want, in the Middle East, or even in Europe, because everybody in Europe and in the US consider the Arabic market a big market.
It's
and
huge
in order
right
to serve
now,
the Arabic
right?
market, you need to speak and understand Arabic.
You have some nice books for children at the publishing house in Arabic?
And now
really?
We are releasing a new series now. We'll talk about it if you want.
Yeah, sure. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah, it's a series for kids starting 8 years old. It's a self-help series.
Oh, really?
But in the form of novels.
Oh, that's
in
nice.
Arabic. So it's a story. It's a novel. It's a short novel. And then out of this novel, we can extract self-help theories like positivity, like
how to deal with bullying or things like this.
For example, focus on your dreams. If you really want something, you need to focus on it.
Oh, that's nice.
So we are launching it in October.
Who is the author? From which country? Or it doesn't make a difference?
Actually, it's my first trial in writing.
Oh, yeah? Wow, this is exciting.
I'll tell you something.
So this is a scoop for us?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
Nobody knows about it, actually, so yeah, it's a scoop. I have zero experience in writing.
Okay.
I like to write, but I don't know how to write.
Yeah.
So I had this idea to do this series.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to write it.
Okay.
So I tried multiple sources, but I failed until I told myself, okay, listen, you have to write it. Even if you write it in a bad Arabic.
Yeah, of
just
course.
Write
you
it.
have to start.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And later, somebody who knows really well Arabic will fix it for you.
Yeah.
So this is what I did. We had a very interesting text. طبعا it needed tweaking and reviewing.
Of course,
and this is where the Arabic Pro came in order to fix the text and tweak it.
Wow.
And now we are in the illustration phase. We are illustrating the book, and we will launch it hopefully in October.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Who inspired you to do this? Is it because you have a young son?
Part of it, yeah, but also all this, if you want, all this environment that I've been in inspired me. And then when I later launched my Instagram channel, I felt the urge that we need to do something for kids. Okay, because let's say now you have a teenager who doesn't believe in himself. How would I make him believe in himself? I want to tell him a story of a similar teenager who really had these difficulties and overcame them in order to achieve his dreams.
Right.
So for kids, it's all my work, if you want, in the literally in this industry is focused towards young adults and kids, because this is where
the future.
This is where the future is, and this is where we need to build a strong society, and this is where we need to reinstate the values of our ancestors to, if you want, the generations ahead.
And the main characters, are they boys and girls?
A girl.
Oh, a girl.
Yeah.
And do you think a boy can connect to this kind of story? Oh, they can.
They can connect to characters. I mean, kids can connect to female characters or male characters or even animals.
Did you test the stories on children? Or young children?
On a couple of young children, yeah.
Yeah, they liked it?
They really liked it. It's a very nice story. And then...
that would be a good way for me to practice my Arabic.
Really?
Probably. I have to start somewhere.
And then it's not only about the text only. It's the text, the illustrations, which also are playing a very good part in it.
Yeah.
And there's also the digital support. Okay, so we have the audio version of the book, and then...
Oh, audio version of the book.
And then we have another audio support that's a psychological advice, a professional psychological advice that's related to the takeaways of the book.
As an added value to the book,
of
right?
Course. So you have your book, and you have two QR codes. A QR code where you can listen to the story, and another QR code where you can listen to an expert advice, a child psychologist, who tells the child or the children how to, if you want, implement these the concepts that are present in the book.
So the child psychologist addresses the child.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So the fiction addresses, if you want, the imagination of the child. Then we take the takeaways that we need to give them as self-help, and then they are validated by the child psychologist.
Wow, you surprised me today. We're going on a whole different tangent, but it's such a nice surprise. That's amazing. Your parents were you called them the influencers of the time.
Yeah.
I'm relating a little bit to what you're doing now. So you said your father, he founded a public school, and it was a very good public school for children. And your mom also had a lot of initiatives bringing French and Lebanese culture together.
Absolutely.
To bring awareness to each other. So you like you said, you called them the influences of their time. Did this inspire you for you to, one, I guess what you just told us about right now, you're with the books that you want to influence children, and with your account. We didn't mention your account yet.
Listen, I call them the influencers of their times. When there was no social media, they used to be really, they used to influence their societies.
They gave back a lot.
They gave back a lot, and people used to look up to them. So this is what, if you want, this family or the way we were raised is to always give back to the society. So I won't say that they influenced me to do this, but I would say that we were born and raised knowing that we should give back to our society, to our, if you want to our roots, to our communities, and to Lebanon as a whole.
So it's part of your upbringing.
You don't think about it when you do it. So it comes like.
So tell us about your account exactly, because, you know, people might think, oh, it's heavy, you know, when you think books and stuff, but on the contrary, it's very light, your account, and it's very approachable and enjoyable to listen to what you say.
Listen, it started like a year ago.
Oh, just a year ago?
Yeah, a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading a specific book, and I said, you know, and the whole social media was filled with.
So much stuff. Much stuff.
So I said, you know, let me try. I used to have like 300 or 400 followers on my account, my direct friends. It was a private account. So I read this book, and I wanted to try this. I mean, to make a small reel, summarize it, and tell the people about the takeaways of the book. And I wanted to try this to see the effect. So I released my first reel, and it was like.
It was popular?
It was really popular.
Wow.
I mean, for the 300 accounts who are following me, I got like 5,000 or 6,000 views at the time.
Really? They shared it, I guess, right?
And a lot of them, they encouraged me to continue and stuff like this. So, and I started doing it like one reel or one book every now and then. And my account started to pick up. Now, why we are doing it? I'm doing it in order to, if you want, reinstate the culture of reading. Because I believe that reading is the only way for the societies to rise again. I mean, if you want to kill a society,
you kill culture.
You kill culture. You kill the way they think. You kill the way they approach their problems. You kill culture, and you kill a society. And this is what's happening, unfortunately, in Lebanon. So I decided, no, I have an effect of, let's say, 0.001%. I want to follow it. I want to grow it. And I want to encourage people to read. Because every problem that you are facing in life, there is a solution for the problem in a book. There is somebody who
thought about it before you.
Who passed in the same problem and solved it, and thought about, okay, let me share my experience with others through a book. So this is where books are really important. Anything that you are facing in life, anything, whether it's personal or on a professional level, or anything, or on a psychological level, mental level, any problem that you are facing or any obstacle, there is a solution for it in a book that's present in front of you. You just need to read it.
It's out there.
And when you read it, you assimilate it better. I mean, you can go to a psychologist. You should go to a psychologist. But books and reading are part of the healing journey.
Okay, so you see books as healing more than entertainment, for example?
Books are healing. Any book. It doesn't matter if it's a self-help book or a novel or a fiction or a non-fiction. Any book is part of a self-healing journey.
I guess you can relate to the main character in a fictional novel also.
You can relate to them, of course, because there are a lot of novels that are fictional that you can take out of these novels self-help takeaways.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and I can name a lot of books, but there are books, for example, where the character is, if you want, like an old guy at his 80s, he lost all his family, he's like depressed, he want to end his life. And then out of the blues, new neighbors come in. They give him like, if you want,
they refresh him.
They refresh his interests in life and stuff like that. So this is a novel for Frederick Backman, and it's also a movie. It's called A Man Called Ovi. I like it a lot, this book. So the neighbors who just came in the neighborhood gave him a new goal in life. So he fought depression indirectly with the support of their newly introduced neighbors. This is a novel, but this has a lot of self-help takeaways that can be really helpful for people who don't see any value in their life anymore. So any book for me, any book is a self-help book.
Yeah, you share books in you share in several languages. Yeah. You share in English, in Arabic, in French. I haven't seen
a little bit in French.
Yeah, not too much.
Some Arabic and mainly in English. But all the books that I'm sharing basically are translated in many languages.
Yeah.
So if I talk about the book in English, it's it's generally available in Arabic, in French, and in other languages.
What about from Arabic to English? Because sometimes you put quotes in Arabic. And
I put quotes in Arabic because the Arabic literature is really fun. But
it's fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
You have to tell that to school kids.
Listen, I mean...
Was your dad a fun teacher? Because he taught Arabic.
No.
Okay. We want to be fair, because that's how it was at the time.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
how it
now
was
it
at the
be
time.
A little bit
exactly.
Yeah.
But he used to be really strict, but at the time there were militias. They were teaching at the time of war, so they had to be really strict.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I remember this story about my dad. One afternoon he came at home and he told us, "Listen, guys, you need to leave."
Oh.
Why do we need to leave? There was a militiaman in his class. My father asked him to put his gun outside before entering the class.
Wow.
So this guy didn't want to put his gun away, and he started...
What did the militia guy come do at school?
Because this is how things were.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they came to public schools to continue their shows. بس إنه كانت الدنيا فلتانة يعني.
Yeah.
They needed to be really strict.
Right.
Because he didn't want to put his gun away. وبلش to, I will do this, I will do that.
Wow.
So
how scary to be responsible with
they
so
needed
many
to be
children.
strict, and they needed to be strict at the time also, where the society, if you want, didn't really believe in the culture of education. And we're talking in the 1960s, 1970s.
Oh, they didn't believe in the culture?
I mean, the ones who were
middle class?
Pretty, if you want, pretty lucky in reaching university were really
very
few.
Yeah.
It's not like
today.
Like today.
Yeah.
So at their time, they needed to, if you want, be really strict and put all children and all young adults on the, if you want, on the way to building their future.
Okay. I wanted to ask your suggestion.
Yeah.
Like top 10, like the New York Times bestseller list. I refer to that all the time. How about we do the top 10 Bernard Hatem list for fiction?
Listen.
Or non-fiction, or it seems like you're going to go a different way.
I mean, no, but for me, there is this question. For me, is really very hickey. It englobes a lot of books. I mean, I cannot say that this book is the best book I have ever read.
No, I don't mean it for that, but I mean, for now, like, what's your favorite at the moment? Just like a suggestion, if you want, to guide somebody if they feel like reading something, if they're hearing us today.
We need to know what are the difficulties, or if you want challenge that they are facing. For example, I can, if you just lost someone. Yeah. You can read the books of Mitch Albom. I mean, when I lost my mother in 2020, I passed through a lot. Yeah. And Mitch Albom made me move forward.
Yeah, like Tuesdays with Morrie.
Yeah, because Tuesdays with Morrie is One More Day, For One More Day, and The Five People You Meet in Heaven. I mean, these are really great novels. Yeah. So for every situation, there is something that's. For example, Khalil Gibran is a timeless. The Prophet for me is a timeless self-help book or whatever, and I really think that this book was at the core of all self-help books of our days.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Of course.
Yeah, I never thought of it as a self-help book, always as philosophy. But
I mean, it's a philosophical book, but it's a self-help book at the end of the time.
Yeah, philosophy is self-help in the end.
I mean, I refuse the self-help nomination. Okay, because as I told you, all books
are
helpful, and they can help us in moving forward and in, if you want,
build critical thinking,
of course,
so that we can think for ourselves. On other side of books, right now the trend is between ebooks and audiobooks and paper books. What do children prefer, and how do you see the future of books in this sense?
Listen, there is a mix of interests. There are people who are still attached to books. There are people who likes to read ebooks. I believe, and there are a lot of studies that are suggesting this: books will always be books. What I mean by that when the TV stepped in, people said that the TV will kill the cinema.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So no, they went along together. So when we got the internet, and the internet was really spread across everybody, we said that internet will kill many, if you want, media outlets. So they adapted.
Yeah.
For me, the paper books will always be there. There will always be interest for the paper books, but also e-books have their public. They have their readers. I personally prefer physical books because it's better for the eyes, even with the Kindle, but it's really better for the eyes. You can always, if you want, flip back a page or see whatever you write on the book or anything that's interesting for you. You can
do that with Kindle also.
You can, but I'm
not being argumentative.
There is a joke about this. I shared it once on my account. So one man and the lady were side by side on a train. So the man was reading a book, and the lady was reading on Kindle. So she asked him, "Did you finish the book?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's done. I finished it." "And you, did you finish?" "No, the battery died." So there are advantages for books and disadvantages for books, and the same for Kindle or for ebooks.
I just recently found out. Sorry, that Kindle has a special screen for the eyes. I didn't know that.
Of course.
Sorry, I interrupted.
I think the vehicle of delivery is irrelevant. We need to read. Whether we read on a physical book or on Kindle or on Apple Books or Google Books, it doesn't make any difference for me. We need to read.
What do kids like? What have you noticed as, in children's publishing?
If you give the choice for kids, I would say they will go for screens. But
even for books?
Yeah, but studies show something else.
I picture them sitting in a corner reading the book like this, that's how I...
But it all depends on what they see with their parents and around them. For example, my son, he likes physical books. He doesn't like...
Yeah, I want to ask about your son.
Yeah.
Like, how do you raise your son at home regarding books and screens and things
he doesn't like to read a lot.
Oh, he doesn't? He's here listening, by the way.
So I tried to push him to read. Now he's much better. Okay, this is where I want to say something that we can't just nag about our kids not reading. You need to push them to read. You need to, if you want, introduce the culture of reading for them. They need to see you reading. Yeah. So I take him with me to bookshops in order to
choose his
books. To buy books.
Yeah.
He sometimes now started buying his own books. Sometimes Amazon knocks on the door because he's in Dubai, so he's delivering a book. So 5 years ago compared to nowadays, I think he's got a long way. And from not being interested in reading, now he can read. He reads, let's say one book every couple of months, and for me this is enough.
That's really good.
He's only 13, and I'm sure that in the future he will read much more.
Can we ask Theo what you like to read?
Right now I've been reading Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one. Is this a series?
No, it's just one book.
Just one
really good.
Oh, okay, that's good. Can you say it again? Because I didn't hear it.
Perks of a Wallflower, right?
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, Perks of Being a Wallflower. Okay.
And there is the series also that you are Percy Jackson.
Oh, I read Percy Jackson before.
So,
Okay, well, that's good, as long as he's on the right path.
Yeah. I don't want to push him, but all I want to do is to introduce the culture of reading to him.
You mentioned that you live in Dubai.
Yeah.
But your business is based here in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to the fact that your parents are connected to their roots, and you just went to Dubai for like safety or security issues.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Am I accurate?
We moved to Dubai right after the Beirut explosion. So, I mean, we didn't want to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay, but the situation in Lebanon was really unbearable at the time. So we took the decision because we need safety, stability, and we need to secure the future of our kids. So this is where we took the decision to move. So now my wife and my son are living in Dubai and UAE. And I do a lot of
going and coming.
Yeah, because my business is still in Lebanon, and I plan on keeping it in Lebanon because I believe in our country. And you still can give a lot to your country, even if you are living abroad. So I don't consider myself as an expat. Okay. My family is.
Yeah.
But I spend a lot of time in Lebanon, like mostly 6 or 7 months a year, to follow up on my business, even to live in my community and to give back a lot to my community. And even if you are living outside Lebanon, even if you are an expat, you can still give a lot to your community.
By being present in the...
not really. For example, you can take the example of Gibran Khalil Gibran.
I see.
Yeah.
By making an impact somewhere.
You can make an impact.
Can we talk about, what you do in summer? Because this is like very much connecting to your roots. Is that okay if you mention it?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I mean, you can't get closer to the roots than what
you
you're
asked
doing.
me last time.
Yeah.
And I told you, what did I tell you?
You told me that you spent...
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I spent 3 months in my hometown.
Yeah.
I barely move around, so
Yeah.
I go only to my office in Jounieh, like a couple of days a week, and then I go back to my hometown. I spend all my time there. No nightlife, no nothing.
Yeah.
No
but
interaction.
To do what? This is what I'm getting at.
Gardening, reading.
Yeah, literally getting back to the roots of the soil of your country.
I like that. I like
it's very symbolic. That's why I'm
although I'm still young, I mean, I'm in my mid-40s, but it's been a while that I'm, if you want, taking this route. I mean, we've seen a lot. We've lived our lives, if you want, and before...
You travel through books.
We travel through books, and I mean the connection that I have with books and with soil and with with my homeland, with my hometown, is a very strong connection, and I think it's much more important than the connection with a lot of people. So, I spend all my summer in my hometown.
Yeah,
I don't move.
You're setting quite an example for your son.
I mean, but. You need to, if you want, this is something that you need to be detached from, if you want, everything that's around you, nightlife, your friends. Although I see my friends, they come along, they have a couple of, but I mean, I'm not involved in the nightlife that is happening in Lebanon. Relax.
And Theo, are you okay with staying in the village all the time? Yeah, you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
He has his cousins and his friends, so...
so he keeps busy. That's really nice to know. This is very inspiring, Bernard. I'm really enjoying it. I have one last question that I asked each one of my guests. What makes the ordinary extraordinary?
Books.
Plain and simple.
That's very easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because books are, if you want, a word by itself.
Yeah.
And multiple words. So if you are limited to a country or to a world, books give you this expansion to multiple countries, to multiple way of thinking, to multiple worlds,
to the universe,
to multiple imaginations. Because whenever you read anything, it gives you a new, if you want, a new opening towards something that you don't know, a new solution to a problem that you are facing. And I always say, and I always repeat that whenever you find yourself in problems or facing any obstacle, you have to read. Whether it's a physical problem, a mental problem, a psychological problem, books, again, are part of the healing process.
They stir the mind and the heart.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bernard. If anybody wants to reach out or get in touch with you or follow you, where can they do that?
Thank you, Patricia, for hosting me again. They can get in contact with me on my Instagram page. It's bernard.hatem.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I'll post the link in the description. Yeah. Thank you so much. This discussion was even better than I expected. Very nice and very inspiring. I really appreciate it.
It went really fast.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about books, it's easy. We travel so far away.
Thank you again.
I really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you.